afternoon and welcome to State News File. I'm Alana Bender. Eric Bird will have a look at the latest highlights later. What can we expect, Eric?
Well, it was an exciting night in the NHL last night, and we're going to look at some highlights, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the Grey Cup coming up on Sunday.
Cool, I'm looking forward to hearing about it. We will have a look at weather with Tia Leonard later today, but first, here are today's top stories. Amir Abdulrahman was charged with first-degree murder of Sergeant Andrew Harnett, who was killed in a traffic stop last New Year's Eve. Harnett was struck by a car during a traffic stop and was dragged before being thrown into oncoming traffic. Abdulrahman pled not guilty to second-degree murder, but guilty to manslaughter. Another man was involved in the hit and run, but cannot be identified under the Youth Criminal Justice Act. He was under 18 at the time of the incident. The youth will be attending trial on January 31st. A flood occurred in a southeast Calgary apartment building, which forced hundreds of residents out of their homes overnight. A rooftop sprinkler line bursted, causing the flood in the 4-story building. Fire crews attended the scene around 2:30 in the morning and found that the water had gone from the top floor all the way to the bottom floor. About 200 people were evacuated from the building.
I kind of woke up at 2:30 in the morning to the alarm going off, and looked out my window in my bedroom and just saw kind of like a waterfall of water coming outside. So I went, panicked, looked into the hallway out here. It was pretty dry still, but then everybody started coming out. The fire truck started coming, and it's kind of when you know that something's going on.
Several agencies were called to help the evacuated residents, and no injuries were reported from the flood. The season of giving is finally here, but it is a lot tougher for Calgarians now than years past. For the Salvation Army, the need to adapt to the societal changes from last year is more important than ever. Okello Lurie has more.
The ride through 2021 has been a turbulent one. Much like last year, the pandemic has affected many ways of conducting business for the Salvation Army. One of its main campaigns is the long-running Christmas Kettle. The Kettle is set to run for 6 weeks, spanning November 13th until Christmas Eve. Kettle coordinator Kim Bowler describes the impact COVID could have on the amount of donations received.
Across the country, 11% more households are requiring assistance, and it is still a time that we are coming out of a recession in Calgary as well as nationwide, and COVID has affected a lot of people's jobs. So this year, we hope that we will reach our amazing $1 million goal, but we understand it's also a hard time for Calgarians.
Despite the lack of in-person contact, it has led the Salvation Army to change their approach and switch to the world of technology for their funding.
During this challenging time, have new options of giving. Yeah, you can tap your debit or your credit card at a Kettle. You can visit us online at salvationarmy.ca, where we worked really hard to streamline that process, making it easier than ever to make a donation to the Salvation Army.
The season of giving is here. The climb needed to reach the $1 million mark for their campaign will not only reward the people who need the benefits, but those who work to get there. With that in mind, there's hope in the changes made that every family can have a warm, toasty fireplace to sit by during Christmas. For State News File, I'm Okello Lurie.
Are you planning on mailing out gifts for the holidays this year? Make sure not to procrastinate. With the global pandemic continuing for the holiday season, many families are planning to online shop and mail presents to their loved ones that they cannot gather with. If you want to send presents by regular mail to friends and family across the country, make sure to have them sent out by tonight to ensure they receive them on time for Christmas Day. If sending presents regionally, have them sent out by the 15th. And for local gifts, send them out by the 20th at the latest. Last year, Christmas was practically canceled due to COVID-19, but with vaccines now available, Christmas shopping is now a possibility. Marco Castellian is reporting live from the newsroom. Marco, where are you going to shop for your Christmas gifts?
Well, Alana, for myself, I'm thinking of going local at Deerfoot City as they host their own Christmas market as my choice. Making a head start for this year's festivities, taking place at the Food Lounge in Deerfoot City, the annual Christmas market has returned after last year's inactivity, hosting a wide range of local vendors selling homemade items from jewelry to paintings. Along with being able to spend the holidays with others, Deerfoot City still has vendors adhere to COVID guidelines. The market also helps local businesses have the chance to meet their customers in person.
Only able to sell online, and it was a slow start. It's hard to get your name out there, but having a place like a market to come to where people are used to coming, they're shopping, you get to meet them in person and not just through your computer screen.
Deerfoot City has always been a part of my childhood, and being able to shop there for the holiday is just wonderful. Back to you, Alana.
A Christmas market and childhood memories. That is truly a Christmas miracle. That was Marco Castellian reporting live from the newsroom. Those are today's top stories. We'll have your full forecast after the break. But first, Tia Leonard has a look at what's going on in Calgary this week.
The Alberta Ballet is ready to celebrate the holiday season with a timeless classic, The Nutcracker. Starting December 11th to the 24th, you can watch the show at the Jubilee Auditorium. Canadian country star Tennille Townes will be coming to Calgary for her The Girl Who Didn't Care tour. Doors open at 7 at the Palace Theatre. Friends and family can come and laugh at the Dog and Ducks Christmas Comedy Party Show. Comedians, prizes, music, and food and drinks are just a glimpse at the fun event. Stonegate Pub is hosting Paint Night, the original paint and sip party. Art fanatics can join together for drinks and painting on the 24th. Join the Calgary language nerds at Waves Coffee House to practice French and drink coffee. All levels of French speakers can sit in a warm atmosphere and improve their fluency level.
Now, a cup of joe does sound nice, especially for these chillier temperatures. How about let's take a look at the western region of Canada, where it is a bit colder. So right across, we are slightly colder in this part of the region, but it's not that bad. You know, in Canada, normally we do see the snowplows out this time of the year, but there will be a low pressure system coming off from the west coast that will be moving in and bringing in those flurries. Let's take a look at the eastern region. So down here in Toronto, Montreal, and Halifax, it's fairly warm, as we will see a low pressure system moving over the Maritimes that will bring in those flurries. That's no joke, that is pretty cold, so let's move on to the resorts.
Palm Springs will have some humidity today at a high of 28 degrees and some showers. Barbados and Cancun are both at 30 degrees and partly sunny. Honolulu will reach 28 degrees and mostly cloudy. Orlando will be similar at 27 degrees and light rainfall. And Las Vegas sits at 14 degrees with rain.
Now in Calgary today, we're at -2 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud, which is much nicer than yesterday's wind and snow. We'll reach 20 kilometers per hour from the northwest, and up ahead there will be some sunny days. Let's take a look at the province. So right across the map, it is fairly cold, but it's not that bad. We're seeing a mix of sun and cloud all over. Fort McMurray and Red Deer are at the worst with -8 degrees. Overall, I think we're doing fairly well. How about let's take a look at Calgary this week. Tonight we'll see a low of -8 degrees and partly cloudy. Tomorrow a high of -9 or -1 and a low of -5. Saturday and Sunday are both fairly sunny. And Monday we'll see a high of -3 and a low of -13 and some partly cloudy skies. Overall, I think we're doing fairly well. Up next, Eric Bird will bring in the heat with the sports after the break.
When you donate to the Salvation Army, you're not just donating a coat, you're donating another warm night for someone that needs it. When you donate to the Salvation Army, you're giving someone hope. So why wait? Give hope today.
Come and learn the fast-paced world of television production. Find your passion to write, shoot, edit, and direct news, sports, and dramatic productions. With industry-standard technology and the best instructors in the business, SAIT's television production program teaches you everything you need to know for a career in broadcasting. This is television production. Come and dare to be on air.
Welcome back to SAIT News File. Eric Bird joins now for a look at the latest highlights. Eric, what's going on in sports today?
Well, there were two Canadian teams in action last night, so let's have a look at those highlights. The Calgary Flames lost their second straight road game when they visited the San Jose Sharks Tuesday night. Adam Brzezinski jumps on an early rebound to pot his first career goal. We pick it up in the second when Erik Karlsson is sprung for a long breakaway and makes no mistake going 5-hole. The Sharks take the lead for good with Thomas Hertl scoring with 2 minutes to go in the second period. The Flames had a glorious chance late to tie, but Milan Lucic misses a wide open net, and the Flames lose 5-3. This one came down to the wire with the Flames having opportunities late in the game. The Sharks' Thomas Hertl had a hat trick, and the Sharks remain one of the hottest teams in the West. The Flames are back home versus the Carolina Hurricanes Thursday at 7 p.m. Toronto won a very exciting matchup versus the Columbus Blue Jackets Tuesday. Austin Matthews scored twice to extend his goal streak to 7 games. The Leafs scored early and often in this one. A beautiful behind-the-back pass to Matthews put the Leafs up by 2 goals. Jack Campbell was not to be outdone, making a circus save, which could be a candidate for Save of the Year. Matthews put it away late with his second goal, and the Leafs held on to win 5-4.
Same way every night. Obviously, Mitchie's, some of the things that he can do, not many players can do. For myself, I just try to feed off the guys that I'm with, and Simmer, he's going to compete every night. Same with Bunce, and just try to work hard and get into spots and create chances.
Matthews continues his hot streak with 9 goals in the last 7 games. Considered one of the best in the game, Matthews is off to another great start to the season. The Leafs were off to a fast start, scoring the first 3 goals in the game. Columbus did make a late charge, but came up just short of tying it late. The World Junior Championship Tournament is back in Alberta this year, with Edmonton and Red Deer sharing the hosting duties. Canada welcomes back a key player from last year's tournament in defenseman Owen Power. If Power wins a gold medal, gold medal at the juniors, he will become the first player to win a World Junior and World Championship title before playing a game in the NHL. The tournament kicks off Boxing Day. The Grey Cup touched down in Hamilton, Ontario Tuesday to kick off festivities for the 108th Grey Cup. The Hamilton Tiger Cats and Winnipeg Blue Bombers will meet Sunday in a rematch at the CFL's last championship game in 2019. The defending champion Blue Bombers won 33-12 2 years ago. Coach Steiner is excited for the city.
As far as the city of Hamilton, they deserve this game. We get to see firsthand, 9 times a year, not quite this year, but all the home games that they're at. They just love this. They love this football team.
The Grey Cup's arrival kicks a week's worth of festivities off in Hamilton, but those events have been scaled down due to COVID-19. It has been 25 years since Hamilton last hosted the Grey Cup in 1996. And that's a look at sports. Just read it.
Eric, once we graduate, we'll be working with experienced reporters and weather anchors like Christy Gordon.
That sounds fun. I know she's been around for a while. She's really quite good.
Yeah, looking forward to working with people in industry like herself.
A little bit of everything. Oh my gosh.
Come on, Gordo. Come
No, I can't. Oh my God.
This is Helga. Come touch her.
Oh my God. I didn't see it behind me. Boy, it's hard to believe that.
Pretty scary, isn't it?
I think I would definitely have the same reaction on screen if I was her.
It feels like he's right in the studio with her.
Yeah, right behind her.
Let's hope we don't find any bugs.
Thanks for joining.